up, fellas? Got a loyal patron supporter that says he's behind in life. Okay, guys, so basically I got a 30-year-old patron supporter that basically has explained to me that he's behind in life. And, you know, when somebody say they're behind in life, that means he probably has a low income for his age, right? Okay, so, and I would be the perfect guy to ask about this, guys, as a lot of y'all guys remember the basement. And so I would tell him what I would do today. Now, to be fair, I had some things that just play out for me. It's not like I hatched this big scheme. It just kind of worked out that way. So I'm telling him what I would do if I actually went into it with a game plan. Mine just kind of unfolded and worked itself out. All right. Number one, guys, lose the victim mentality. Lose that damn victim mentality. Guys, the biggest reason I am more conservative today than I am liberal, and I don't think, I agree 100% with Chris Rock. Nobody is 100% conservative. Nobody is 100% liberal or progressive. Everybody got a little, it's just you have more of one than the other. All right, there's some things I do agree with the liberals or the progressives about, and there's some stuff I disagree with the conservatives about, right? So nobody is 100% conservative. I don't buy that. It's got to be something in there that you don't like, even if you're conservative. There's got to be something in there you don't like, right? But I will admit that I'm about 75, 80% conservative. All right, so, but the biggest reason I'm more conservative than I am liberal or progressive today is mainly due to accountability. That's the number one reason, guys. Accountability. If you look at everything, we starting to rambling off right today, baby. Listen, sometimes I like to lube you guys up a little bit. No diddy. I lube you guys up a little bit, then I start rambling. No. You get no lube today, baby. We go right to rambling. You ain't getting no lube today, baby. Bareback. All right? No Vaseline, in the words of the great Ice Cube. But if you look at everything the liberals stand for, a lot of it is self-deflecting. Let's look at it. Let's break down this. Abortion. I don't know how I got pregnant. It just fell in there. No, you made a decision and you got pregnant. Entitlements. Now, I hate that they classify Social Security as an entitlement when you put into it, but for some reason, I have no idea why people call Social Security entitlement when you paid into it. That's the most stupidest shit I ever fucking heard of. But you know, food stamps, government programs and stuff for able-bodied people and stuff like that. I don't agree with it. I agree with it for a short period of time because everybody fall on hard times, right? Maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months tops, because everybody fall on hard times. Everybody lose a job. Anything can happen to anybody, right? You could be an able-bodied person and just the economy is shit and they laying off 500,000 people a week. And, I mean, what you fucking supposed to do, right? So I understand everybody go through something. So I ain't gonna say it's never a time for it, right? There's always a time for it. But 3 months, 6 months, you got people make careers out of that bullshit. Make careers out of it. I know people. There's a career. Gun control. It's those nasty guns. We got to get rid of them guns. I just heard a stupid bitch politician on TV the other day. Talking about they allow guns in parks and stuff like this here. So take all the guns from the law-abiding citizens so all the criminals know people in the park ain't got no guns. Wow. Well, you can't make this shit up. So the law-abiding citizens going to be like, we can't carry guns in the park no more. And the criminals are going to be like, they can't carry guns in the park no more. You can't make this shit up. I have no idea what the fucking liberals be thinking. Because criminals do not give a fuck about the fucking gun laws. So by taking people guns, you're just letting the criminals know they ain't got them. It's the absolutely stupidest shit I ever heard in my fucking life. And what am I missing? Oh, and these social issues. And that's why I say I'm 75, 80% and not 100%, because a lot of the social issues I agree with the liberals on. Okay? So that's the 20 to 25% that I agree. And I guess that just comes from being a black man and fucking getting harassed by this lady when I first fucking came down here to Atlanta, who gonna stop me for jaywalking. Oh yeah. Because I didn't walk in the crosswalk because a car was on the crosswalk because it was up too far. So I didn't want to walk in front of this car because I ain't want, y'all guys know what I'm talking about. You don't be trusting them motherfuckers, right? They might not be paying attention, so you always walk behind the car. If it's on the crosswalk, you don't walk in front of it because you assume that person is stupid, right? So, or in a hurry one, so you walk behind it. The bitch stopped me and I ran all my information because I walked behind a car on the crosswalk. It's shit like that I never could agree with the conservatives on. All right? Nobody's going to convince me that happens to a white man. I don't buy it. I do not buy it. Now, to be fair, little Nug, little Pookie and them got part of the reason on that, because I guarantee you, if I was dressed like this, I probably wouldn't have got stopped. I had on my little gym attire, t-shirt or whatever. But besides that, I still don't want to be harassed. I don't give a fuck what Nug and Lil Pee Wee and them doing in the hood. All right? I don't give a fuck what they doing. Don't harass me. I shouldn't have to wear a suit not to be profiled. Okay? And that talking point went on way too fucking long, but I just wanted to make my fucking point. Right? So, take accountability for the decisions you made that got you in that. Don't buy into this mythical man and all this other bullshit that goes on that you can get you. See, guys, I'm gonna tell y'all guys what happens. When you don't take accountability for the decisions you made that got you in the position you're in, what happens is you put a ceiling on your jar. And you just put yourself in a situation where you just think, I'm not meant to be great. I was born and destined to be poor. That's what happens. You start to think of yourself as I'm just meant to be poor. I'm not meant to be well off. I'm just meant to be in the projects. That's how you can classify yourself. I'm meant to be mediocre. You don't never think of yourself as that dude. You always think of yourself as that dude down there. That's why when you go to Alcohol Anonymous, that's why they always say, hey, my name is Jeff. I'm an alcoholic. Not my neighborhood's an alcoholic. Not my mama was an alcoholic. Not we an alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic. That's why they do. They're making you take accountability for the choices you have made. So now when we lose this victim mentality, now we can start to get somewhere. Because you know what happens is, now I know that, okay, those decisions got me here. These next decisions I'm about to make finna take me there. When you start thinking you control your life, then you can do something about it. When you think circumstances control your life, then you just think everything's up to circumstance. You don't think you got no control over what happens in your life. You have control. Life is about fucking decisions. And up to this point, you have made short-term gratification decisions. You have made no long-term gratification decision. Everything you've made has been about what feels good now. And that's why you are where you are. So that's number one, gain accountability, lose that victim mentality. Number two, once we got that out of the way, we got to decrease our living expenses. So this is one of the things where I was just talking about, it just happened by chance. Because if I would have had the credit score, guys, to be in a nicer apartment, I would have been. New York is a stickler for a 700 credit score. That's what they want up there. I had nowhere near no 700 credit score. So I couldn't move. I mean, guys, they don't play about that credit score because it's so hard to get you out due to them swatter rights that all the goddamn landlords want you to have a 700 credit score. I don't give a fuck what area is in. So I was forced to live in that basement until my credit score came up. Okay, guys, so we got to decrease our monthly expenses. I got a blessing. I was already in a shithole. It wasn't by choice. It just so happened that I couldn't move. I can guarantee you guys that if I could have moved somewhere, say $1,300 a month, because y'all guys know I was a bouncer, so let's not get carried away like I was going to be living somewhere $3,000 a month now. But I probably could have afforded like $1,200 for a nice little studio in the Bronx or something, right? I probably could afford that. I guarantee y'all guys that would have greatly hindered the decisions I made going forward. Because now, instead of making long-term gratification or long-term goals, now I got to make short-term goals to pay the fucking rent. So guess what happens? I don't take that chance on leaving bouncing to become a personal trainer. It's too risky. I can't take that chance. I can take that chance living in the fucking basement, paying $200-300 a fucking month with no utilities. I can take that chance. I don't take that chance paying $1,200 a month plus utilities. I couldn't afford to take that chance. And so what I am telling you is, for you to take these chances that you're finna have to take, first things first, we need to get some cheaper living expenses. Now here's the thing. Hold up, let's talk about this for a second. You're not gonna be living in the best area. I understand that. You might hear a few gunshots, in the middle of the night. Guys, this is what I'm gonna tell y'all guys about this. When you ain't got shit, you fit right on in. I ain't have no issues living in a bad area because I ain't have shit. Now, obviously, I couldn't go live in a bad area now. But I had no problem living in East New York, Brooklyn, when I ain't have shit. I ain't never had no issue out of no problem, no nothing, living in no neighborhood because I ain't have shit. Living in a bad area only affects you if you are eating and they are not. Nobody cares, guys. The boys, when I was living in Brooklyn, shout out to Bradford Street. When I was living in Brooklyn, the boys across the street used to be over there smoking and joking, about 6 of them on the porch late at night. I leave out the house like 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock to be at work, right? They be sitting on the front porch and they see me. I never once thought, man, I hope they don't break in my house. Break in and steal what? A fucking mattress on the floor? Break in and steal what? I ain't have shit. So I know when I'm telling you to decrease these living expenses that you might not be in the best neighborhood, and I understand everybody want to live in luxury. I understand, but understand that we have to make short-term sacrifices to accomplish long-term goals. Point blank, period. Short-term sacrifices for long-term goals. So that means you might have to go without a little luxuries for that long-term goal. That's the way it works. So I understand that if you stay in a nice little apartment now and you paying $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 a month, depending on where you at. I understand going to live somewhere where it's gonna be $750 a month, or y'all guys. Every area is different, right? Every area is different. But I know in New York City, I don't know what it is now, but when I lived in New York City, you can get a bunch of basement apartments for about $500 a month to $1,000 a month. And that's in New York City. And people have them all the time on Craigslist. And, it just so happened in the basement. I don't know why, but that's where the mice live. So, you have that issue going on too. But this is all what it takes, guys. Now, you can do what the fuck you want to. Like, guys, listen, when I make this video right here, keep doing what you're doing. If you don't want to do none of this, stay where you at, brother, man. I'm fine. I'm telling you what I would do. Guys, for all the comments, I don't want to stay in the projects, this, that. Stay where the fuck you want to stay. You can stay in Beverly Hills for all you. I care. I could give a fuck less. I don't even want to hear it. He asked me what I would do. This is what I would do. If you don't want to make these sacrifices, don't. Don't. Keep doing what you're doing. But that's what it takes. You got to decrease your living expenses. Next, guys, and this is why you got to decrease those living expenses, because now you got to get a flexible job. You got to get a flexible job. I always recommend Uber or Lyft. Uber or Lyft, because they're very flexible. Because that way you can work around your schedule, which is I'm going to get to my next talking point. But before we do all that, we got to get some money coming in. You got to eat. And as far as those living expenses, guys, if you got a cool sister or mama that don't mind you going to stay with them, then that's fine. The issue with that is this is going to take years. That's why I didn't recommend you guys go back and live with your mama or sister. This what I'm laying out, guys. This is like a 5-year plan. This is not a 5-month plan. This is like a 5-year plan. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you how to fix your life in 5 months. I can't. This is like a 5-year plan, what I'm looking at right here. I'm sorry. I moved out the basement. I can't remember the exact date, but I think it was February 2017, if I'm not mistaken. All right. I was born in 79, so what that would have made me, what, 36? Yeah, 36, 37. That would have made me 37 going on 38. All right, so this is a long-term plan. But now you got to get a flexible job because of number 4. We got to enroll in some type of trade school. We got to increase your earning potential. I don't want to hear shit about no purpose, guys, unless your purpose is a skill or an education, because we got to get this foundation. Listen, guys, I gotta speak clear right here and let y'all guys know something. You know, I gotta just be honest about this. Guys, life ain't always about fun and games. I hope you know what your purpose is, and I hope you're able to make as much money off of it as you can. But a lot of times, guys, you don't know what your purpose is, and quite frankly, your purpose is more a hobby than something you can make a living off of. Let's just be real on that. Maybe you can transition it into, something you can make money off of, but a lot of times it's not. It's just something that brings you joy and excitement, and you don't got to chase ass all the damn time. But we got to be men and adults and responsible, and we got to get a solid foundation. I remember when I got my training certification, how I felt. I knew from that point on I had a marketable skill that could make me a lot of money. I can't tell you how that felt. So if you're a guy and you struggling right now, we need to get a CDL. We need to get our HVAC license, welding license, plumbing license, electrician license. We need to get a marketable skill that's going to make us $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $80 an hour. That's what we need. That's what we need. That's just the basis of everything we're going to do. Once you get that, your life is changed forever. But you can't go do that if you stay somewhere where you're paying $2,500 a month. Because listen, if you're behind in life, what does that mean? That means you're not making a lot of money. So that means that if I'm paying a lot of money in expenses, that means I need to work a lot of hours, probably overtime if I can. Well, what the hell time I'm going to have to go get this skill? If I'm working all the time, 40, 50, 60 hours a week, when the hell am I getting this skill? So you got to decrease your goddamn living expenses, because you ain't going to be able to work like that, because you need to get this damn skill. Now that we got this skill, we got this rock solid foundation, that we can build upon. Now everything's open. Everything's open. We can do a bunch of things. Now we making 60, 70, 80, $90,000 a year. We got $1,000 a month that we can invest, or we can start our own business. Now we got some. So guys, this is what happens when you get this skill and you start making 60, 70, 80, $90,000 a year. Now we have disposable income. Now you could be content with that and just say, hey, I'm content with $75,000, $80,000 a year. Or you could say, I'm not content. I'm finna save up for some real estate. I'm finna start my own business, or I'm finna start investing in the stock market. Whatever. It's up to you. You could be content and say, hey, I make $75,000 a year. I'm able to live a comfortable life. Fuck it. That's on you, and that's a decision you have to make. That's not the decision I made when I became a trainer. That's why I started my security business. But hey, you comfortable. But I would tell you, I would prefer you to have a little bit more delayed gratification and invest in yourself first, or at the bare minimum, the stock market or real estate. Lastly, guys, and this is a selfish one, get in the best shape of your life. So I just sat up here and said, this is going to take years. Years. That means you don't have disposable income for fun and dates and this and that other shit. Now this is years. You can't go monk mode for 5 years. That's not a monk mode. That's a fucking incel. Monk mode is 6 months, maybe a year. That's monk mode. You can't go monk mode. This is a 4-5 year plan I just laid out right here. This ain't no damn monk mode. You are a monk. So what we got to do is we got to get in the best shape of our life, because this is the only way we gonna get any ass. I got in the best shape of my life in that basement to become a personal trainer, not for ass. But that's when I said, God damn, get my dick sucked on the first date. God damn. Now, that was a different time. It'll be interesting now if I got in the best shape of my life, if I got those same results just from being, ripped and lean and muscular and stuff. I will be in this. This is a different time. That was 2013, guys. 2013, 2012, 2013. That was a different time in the dating world. That was a different time. I don't know how that would play today. If you ask me honestly, I think it'll be different. I think women have changed for the worse since that time. I'm gonna be honest with you. Too much sugar baby content, too much I know my worth bullshit. It's a whole lot of shit going on. I don't think that would fly as much today, but it's still your best chance to get laid going through this long ass phase right here. Because you don't have anything to offer. Now, guys, this is not me blaming women. This is not me blaming women. Because if you ain't gonna goddamn can't afford to take me on a date, well, goddamn, you better be fine then, goddamn it. You better goddamn be able to get my goddamn pussy wet. If you can't afford to take me or do nothing, take me to a movie, then, well, goddamn, you better have some goddamn abs. That's what I'm gonna tell you. So, guys, I'm gonna tell you right now that by you going through this phase and you decreasing your living expenses, you're gonna be living in a shitty place. You might have to take your car back that you paid a car note on, or I don't fucking know, trade it down or something and buy you something, or whatever the case is, and you ain't got no money for dates and this, that, other. I'm telling you right now, guys, you ain't gonna get no ass if you better be in the best shape of your life if you still want to get laid. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Thank God I was in the best shape in that basement. And sometimes it still couldn't save me. I had women take them back to my place and damn near ran up out of that motherfucker. Damn near ran up out of that motherfucker. Not all, a lot of them, I would say half and half. Half and half. I remember I had this fine ass girl come from drove like 2 hours, met on a dating app. I think it was Match, I can't remember. Fine ass. Said, man, I don't want you to drive back home tonight. Come stay with me. She wanted to fuck. Man, that girl got in there. That girl stayed balled up by that damn wall. Her energy changed soon as she saw that motherfucker. So it definitely affected me. It cost me some ass. Okay? So understand that you could very easily go through a very bad drought if you're not in great shape. I understand you ain't got to kill the gym. The best shape of your life is going to be what you eat. You do some push-ups and do some goddamn crunches in your living room or something. But it's mostly what you eat. I'm just going to tell y'all guys that right now. All that, guys, I lost all that weight and I worked out the same. Didn't do a bit more cardio. The only thing that changed was the way I ate. When I lost all that weight to become a trainer from a bouncer, the only thing that changed about me was the way I ate. I worked out the same. I did cardio the same. I didn't jog a bit more. I didn't stay on there a minute more. I didn't do the intensity higher, nothing. I did everything the same. The only thing that I did was I changed what I ate. That's it. That's it. So for all you guys like, well, AMS, he ain't gonna have time to go to the gym. I lost all that weight by just changing my eating habits. For all y'all guys that don't know this, when I say getting in the best shape of your life, that's gonna be leanness, not buffness. You could be the size of Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt, long as you lean with it. Okay? I ain't worried about being lean, baby. I don't gotta be lean, baby. My pocket's fat as me. All right, we ain't gonna talk about that right now. We ain't gonna talk about that. All right, guys. That's all I got for you guys. So that's what I would do if I was behind in life right now, guys. That's exactly what I would do. All right, guys. I'll get back with you guys later.